We are living through, I mean really living through, one of the fastest technological shifts in history. And the next couple of years, they're going to redefine just about everything. What we're about to talk about isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. This is tech that's already here, and it's scaling up at a speed that's honestly a little mind-boggling. And to really get a handle on just how big this is, it all starts with one single powerful number: 70%. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's a huge figure, right? But what does it actually mean? Well, that single number is the key to understanding the insane scale of change that's right around the corner, especially when it comes to our jobs. That's right. The projection is that AI could automate up to 70% of the stuff we all do at work every single day. Now, hold on. This doesn't mean robots are taking all the jobs. It's more about liberating us from the grind. It means we get to reimagine work, focusing less on the boring, repetitive stuff and more on big picture strategy, creativity, the human stuff. And believe me, this level of automation is really just the warm-up act. So you might be wondering, where is all this coming from? Is it happening in some giant distant data center? Nope. This revolution is starting right here, in your pocket, on your wrist, and sitting on your desk. It all begins with the gadgets we're already using every single day. All right, so first up, let's dive in to the personal revolution. This is where technology stops being just a tool and starts becoming a true extension of you. We're talking about tech that learns you, adopts to you, and maybe even starts to anticipate what you need before you even know you need it. What we're seeing here is a massive fundamental shift. You know how right now most of your smart apps have to call out to the cloud to do anything clever? Well, by 2026, that's changing. The AI is getting baked directly into the operating system, right into the hardware. Think about Apple's neural engines or Intel's Meteor chips. They're designed to run really complex AI tasks right there on your device. This is what we call edge AI, and it's a total game changer. It's way faster, more responsive, and, this is the big one, it's way more private because your personal data doesn't have to be sent off to some server. And this on-device intelligence is turning our wearables into full-on 24/7 health analysts. Seriously, your watch or ring is so much more than a step counter now. We're talking about things like continuous blood pressure monitors from companies like Maravano and even non-invasive blood sugar tracking. Devices like the Oura Ring can already spot tiny changes in your skin temperature that might mean you're about to get sick. But the real revolution here is that these gadgets are moving beyond just showing you a bunch of data. They're starting to give you personalized, actionable advice to actually improve your health in real time. And this personal tech revolution isn't just stopping at our wrists, it's moving up to our faces. Let's be honest, for years, augmented reality has been kind of a gimmick on our phones, right? But that's finally changing. With devices like Apple's Vision Pro kicking things off, we're seeing the beginning of smart glasses that are lightweight and genuinely useful. Things that can overlay directions in front of you as you walk, translate a conversation live, or show you a text without you ever having to look down. Okay, so that's the personal side of things. Pretty amazing. But what happens when you take these same ideas, this on-device intelligence and automation, and scale them up for the workplace? Well, you get a brand new industrial revolution that completely reimagines what it even means to be productive. You can really see how automation has been growing up in stages. A few years back, it was all about using no-code tools to automate one little task. Then it evolved into workflow automation where you could connect different apps to handle a whole process. But the next step, wow, it's a massive leap. We're talking about delegating entire goals to AI agents. You might have seen Devin, the AI that can take a simple prompt and then go off and build, debug, and launch a whole website all by itself. Your job shifts from being the person doing the work to being the director, telling the AI what needs to get done. And of course, this isn't all just happening inside a computer. This new intelligence is getting a physical body. It's giving rise to a new generation of robots that can actually work right alongside people in the real world. And I want to be crystal clear, this is not a forecast. This is happening now. Figure AI has its humanoid robots working in BMW factories. Amazon is using the Digit robot in its fulfillment centers. We've all seen the videos of Tesla's Optimus, but it's also happening more quietly. Walmart has autonomous shelf scanners in thousands of its stores, and those little Starship delivery bots are just a normal sight on college campuses. The prototypes are officially clocking in for their first day on the job. So when you combine all this super smart personal tech with a completely reimagined workforce, what do you get? You get a full-on societal revolution. This is about upgrading the very fabric of our daily lives, making our towns and cities smarter, more responsive, and way more efficient. The scale here is just staggering. By 2026, estimates say there will be over 30 billion connected Internet of Things devices out there. That is almost 4 smart devices for every single person on Earth. So, what does a world that connected actually look and feel like?
Well, it looks like a world where our infrastructure actually thinks. In Singapore, traffic lights are already adjusting themselves based on real-time traffic flow. In warehouses, tech from AWS and Verizon means you can track inventory instantly. In South Korea, they have smart poles that do everything from monitor air quality to provide Wi-Fi. And it's coming into our homes too, with robots like Amazon's Astro helping older folks live independently for longer. But out of all these societal upgrades, maybe the most profound one is happening in medicine. AI's ability to just churn through enormous amounts of data is leading to medical breakthroughs that felt like pure fantasy just a few years back. Get this is an incredible example. Google's DeepMind AI can analyze a scan of the back of your eye and spot the signs of 21 different diseases. And here's the kicker. Sometimes it can spot them before a human expert can. And we're seeing this kind of thing pop up everywhere. In hospitals, AI is predicting sepsis hours before symptoms show up. And in cancer research, it's helping design personalized treatments based on a person's unique DNA. Okay, let's take a quick breath. We've gone from our pockets to our jobs to our entire cities. Now we're going to get into the really mind-bending stuff, the technologies that represent a true paradigm shift, changing how we even think about computing and our connection to the digital world itself.
For decades, our approach to making computers better was pretty simple. Just make them faster. But we are right on the edge of a totally new way of computing, one that doesn't just do things faster. It does things that are fundamentally impossible for any regular computer, no matter how powerful it gets. I am, of course, talking about quantum computing. Now, look, it's still very early days for this stuff, but the progress is hitting an incredible pace. IBM is rapidly upping the number of qubits on their chips, and more importantly, they're building the error correction systems to make them actually useful. We're talking about the kind of power that could let us design new medicines by simulating molecules, or solve unbelievably complex supply chain problems for the entire planet. And now for our final stop, and maybe the one that'll bend your brain the most. The Brain-Computer Interface, or BCI. And yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a direct link between human thought and a computer. This is not science fiction anymore. For decades, this was just something you'd read about or see in a movie. But in early 2024, it became real. Neuralink put its first implant into a human patient. That person was then able to control a computer cursor on a screen just by thinking about it. The wall between thought and digital action has officially been breached. And it's not just Neuralink. You've got companies like Synchron working on less invasive ways to do this. There are clinical trials helping stroke patients regain control of their limbs and helping people who can't speak to communicate again using just their thoughts. For now, the main focus is on restoring functions that people have lost, and the potential here is, well, it's nothing short of miraculous. And so, that's it. That's the tour. We've gone from the device in your hand to the AI helping you at work, to the smart city you live in, and we ended up with technology that literally connects to your brain. The pace of all this is just staggering, and it leaves us with one really profound question. As technology moves out of our hands and into our minds, we have to ask, what on earth comes next?